Alrighty. So, we're taking our pictures from yesterday, which represent an equation. But instead of just simply having the pictures, we're going to change it into a number equation. So actually an algebraic equation, okay, because we're going to have numbers and letters. So, if we look at the picture that we're given here, this looks exactly like what we did yesterday. But, do we know how many coins are in each of those pouches? No. Do you remember what we always use when we don't know something? Kaylee? A variable. So if I don't know what's in those pouches, can I say that each of those pouches is a variable? Yeah. They want us to use X. So we're just going to use X on all of these problems. Okay. And then, of course, we know how many coins we have here, and we know how many coins we have here. So if we know what it is, what is it? What do you use?
No, you use the number.
Just the number. So if there's 2 coins here, I would just use the number 2. Okay? Caleb?
So in that first equation, would you do 5x plus 1 equals all those coins on that side?
Yes. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to write an equation that's representing this. So what Caleb just said, if each of these are x, how many x's do I have? I have 5 of them. So I'm just going to write that as 5x. Which means 5 what? 5 times x, correct? And that's because if I said that there are 2 in those pouches, I could do 5 times 2, and that would give me the total number of coins in that pouch. So that's why we write it as 5 times x. Okay. How many coins do I have here? 8. So I'm just adding a plus 8 there. And it equals, how many coins do I have over here? 23. Is it going to be 23 or 23x? Just 23. You're just counting these numbers, these coins. Okay. And it's just 23. It's not 23x because it's coins, and I know exactly how many coins there are. Okay. So my equation, 5x plus 8 equals 23, represents this picture equation as well. So these are the same things. Okay. Now they want us to use the methods that we learned yesterday to solve how many coins are in there. So we're going back to our picture now to see how many coins are in each pouch. So looking at that, what would be the very first step I need to do? Charlie? Yeah, bags on one side, coins on the other. So what does that mean I need to do first? Bella? Yeah, if I'm taking away 8 coins from one side, that means I also have to take them away from the other side. When we say take away, what do you mean mathematically? Subtract 8. Okay. Tanner. Okay. So I'm subtracting 8 coins from one side, meaning I have to do it to the other side. Okay. What now? Caleb.
There's 15 coins on that side, 5 bags on that side, so you divide 15 by 5.
Okay, so 15 by 5 leaves me with how many coins? 3. And then how do you know how many bags you have?
You have 1 because 5 divided by 5.
Since I divided by 5 over here, got to divide by 5 over here. So you have 1 bag equals
3 coins.
3 coins. Okay. Tanner.
If it, like, whenever we start getting them in equation form, can we draw it out as a picture?
Yeah, I mean, if it helps you, you can. But it'll take a long time. Okay, so I know that each pouch has 3 coins. Now they want us to work it out in a similar method using the equation that we wrote. So we're going to go back to this equation, 5x plus 8 equals 23. And we want to solve it using just the equation, not the picture. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite my equation up here So I have plenty of room. So I've got 5x plus 8 equals 23. Okay, so the first thing I did to solve in my picture, what was that?
Subtract 8.
I subtracted 8 coins from both sides, right? So doesn't that mean I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides of my equal sign in here? Yeah. Am I subtracting 8 from 5x or from 8?
8.
8, because 5x and 8 are not like terms, so I can't subtract them. So that's why I'm going to put it underneath my number, my 8, because I know I can subtract those. Okay. So what does that leave me with on the left-hand side? 0. 8 minus 8 is 0, but what about this? You still have that 5x there. So 5x equals, what do you have over here? 15. Is that what I was left with in my picture when I crossed out my 8 coins? Yeah, I had 5x here equals 15 coins. From there, what did I do? I divided both sides by 5. So I want to do that the same. I want to do the same thing in my equation. I want to divide both sides by 5. So when I have 5x divided by 5, what does that leave me with? 1x. So my 5's basically cancel. And then 15 divided by 5 is what?
3.
Did I get the same answer?
Yes.
Yeah. X represented a pouch, right? So 1 pouch equals 3 coins. 1 pouch equals 3 coins. Okay. So you're doing the same thing as we did yesterday with our picture. You're just doing it without pictures now. You're doing it with numbers and letters. Okay. Questions on what we just did? Just because they specifically told us to use X. If they didn't say X, you could use whatever variable. What? Oh, because you had 5x divided by 5, so 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then you still have your x. So it's actually a 1x. You just don't necessarily have to write that 1 right there. Because it's always understood that there's a 1 in front of a variable. Okay. We good? Alright, flip over. Alright, so for all of these problems, 1 through 4, it tells you to represent the situation with an equation, use X, and then find the number of coins on each, or in each pouch, okay? It also says to use the equation to find the number of coins. So I want you to write the equation and use that equation to figure out the number of coins. Don't use your pictures. You can use your pictures to check your answer, but I want you to practice how to solve that equation, okay? So let's look at number 1. First, I need to write my equation. So looking at just the left-hand side of my equal sign, what would that be, Kaylee? Good. 4x plus 2. And then that equals what I have on the right-hand side. 18. Yep. So my equation is 4x plus 2 equals 18. Now I want to solve that equation to find out what x is, to find out how many coins are in each pouch. So what do you think the first thing I need to do here is? Hudson. Yeah, I want to subtract 2 on both sides, because looking at this equation, it tells me that I have pouches and coins, and then all coins. Remember, you want to make sure that you have all pouches on one side, all coins on the other side. So that's why I want to subtract my 2. If I subtract it from one side, I have to subtract it from the other. So I have 4x plus 2 minus 2. So that plus 2 minus 2 becomes 0. So I just have 4x. And then that equals 18 minus 2, which is 16. What now? Yeah, I have 4 pouches, so I'm dividing both sides by 4. So what am I left with on the left? Just 1x, right? Equals 4. So that tells me that I have What? How many coins in each pouch? 4 coins in each pouch. Question? Yes, sir.
How do you do the algebraic things?
We're going to get there. Y'all want to do 3 or number 4 together? They're both kind of similar. Which one do you prefer? 4. Okay. Everybody got this one? So skipping down to number 4. So let's just take it one piece at a time. So let's look at the left-hand side. So what do I have over here? 6x. That represents my pouches. And then how many coins do I have?
15.
So is that 6x plus 15? Yes. Now let's look at my right-hand side. How many coins do I have here? 19. So that should be 19 plus what?
4x.
4x, because I have 4 pouches. So my equation is 6x plus 15 equals 19 plus 4x. So looking at that equation, it tells me that I have pouches and coins on both sides of that equal sign. What do I want, though?
You want them on one side.
I want them on opposite sides. So pouches on one, coins on one. So what do you want to deal with first? My pouches or my coins?
The coin.
Coins? It doesn't matter. Whichever you choose. So which coins do you want to deal with?
The left side.
The 15? Because can I subtract 19 from this side?
No.
No, because I don't have 19 coins over here. So you have to subtract your 15 from this side because you have 15 over here you can subtract from. I'm making sure that I'm putting my numbers under my numbers because they're like terms. So 15 minus 15 leaves me with 0, so I just have 6x. And what's 19 minus 15? So now I have 4 plus 4x. Okay. So I got all my coins on one side. Now I need to get all my pouches on the opposite side. So that tells me that I have to take care of this 4x first, because I want that 4x gone. So what do I do?
You subtract both sides by 4x.
Yeah, subtract both sides by 4x. So what do I have on the left? 2x equals 4. And then what now? How many pouches do I have?
2.
And I have 4 coins. So I divide my coins by how many pouches I have. So I'm dividing both sides by 2. So x equals what? 2. So that means you have 2 coins in each pouch. So the only difference you have there is you just have to make sure that you get all your coins and pouches on opposite sides first. So you might have to move coins and pouches. Whereas number 1, we just had to move coins. Okay. Questions? We good? Alright, if you flip over, what do you notice about part B?
It's just equations.
Do you have any pictures?
No.
Nope. You just have equations. So you're trying to solve those without your pictures now. Okay. Do you want to do one of those together? Which one? 3? Okay. You think y'all can do number 4? What does number 4 look like?
It's just telling us to do the pouches first, right?
No, it's telling you to distribute that 2 first before you do anything else, okay? So you want to do number 3 or number 4?
4.
Okay. Do it over here in the top corner.
Okay.
So I've got 2 times x plus 4 equals 16. So that 2 times x plus 4 means I am distributing what? The 2. So by distributing that 2, what does it mean I'm doing? I'm multiplying. So it means 2 times x, which is just 2x. I keep that plus sign. And then I distribute the 2 to the 4 as well. So what does that give me?
8.
So I have 2x plus 8 equals 16. Now you have an equation that looks like what we've been doing. So what do I want to do first? Subtract each side by 8. Why am I subtracting?
To get rid of all the coins on the left side.
Yeah, so in order to get rid of a positive 8, that means I have to subtract, right? So what if it said 2x minus 8? You would have to add 8. So you're doing the opposite operation of what they're giving you, okay? So this is 2x equals 8. This is 2 times x. So by doing the opposite of that, what does it mean? Divide. So that's why we're dividing by 2 on both sides, okay? So x is equal to 4. Okay. Questions? Think you can do it? Okay. So you're finishing the problems that we did not do in class. So you're doing 2 and 3 on the first page, and then the rest of these on this page. Okay. Make sure that for number 5 through 8, you're doing exactly what it tells you. Find the number of coins and tell me what equation you have. Okay.